Amina was consumed with grief. She mourned her mentor for days, her heart heavy with loss and uncertainty. Though she had been chosen to succeed Mama Nandi as the village healer, she felt overwhelmed by the weight of the responsibility placed upon her shoulders. The betrayal of her own people still haunted her, and she struggled to trust anyone. Amina remained in her hut. She chose to live a solitary existence, relying on her knowledge of the land and her skills as a healer to survive. She foraged for food in the forest, tended to her small garden, and sought solace in the quiet solitude of the makeshift home. But faith had other plans. One day, while gathering herbs in the forest, she stumbled upon a horrifying scene. Two men dragging a young boy into the depths of the wood, intent on ending his life. Shocked and appalled, Amina intervened, demanding to know why they sought to harm the innocent child. The men, their minds clouded by Kwame's dark influence, could offer no coherent explanation for their actions. All they could say was that King Kwame had ordered the boy's death, and they were merely carrying out his bidding. Turning to the boy, Amina asked him why King Kwame wanted him dead. The child's response sent a chill down her spine. King Kwame wants me dead, so I deserve to die. Realization dawned on Amina at that moment. The villagers were not acting of their own accord. They were being controlled by Kwame's dark magic. With a renewed sense of purpose, Amina vowed to honor Mama Nandi's memory by freeing the people of the Hidden Valley from Kwame's tyranny. She made some incantations. With a touch of her hands, she freed the men and the child from Kwame's control. After that, she instructed them not to return to Bingo until she had defeated Kwame once and for all. As the men and the child disappeared into the forest, Amina made a solemn vow to herself. She would not rest until Kwame's reign of darkness was brought to an end. With determination burning in her heart, she set out from Bingo, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead in her quest to restore peace and justice to the land. Amina reached Bingo under the cover of the night. She sought out each village chief in their private chambers where Kwame's influence was strongest. With a whispered incantation and a touch of her hand, she delved into their minds, unraveling the web of dark magic that bound them to Kwame's will. As she navigated the labyrinth of their subconsciousness, Amina encountered the twisted tendrils of Kwame's control, each one a testament to his malevolent power. But with the guidance of the spirit and the strength of her own conviction, she willed them to unravel, freeing the chiefs from their psychic chains. Slowly but surely, the fog of confusion lifted from the chief's mind, replaced by a newfound clarity and awareness of the truth. They blinked in astonishment as they realized the extent of Kwame's deception and the atrocities he had committed in his quest for power. With their minds liberated, the chiefs pledged their allegiance to Amina, vowing to stand by her side in the battle against Kwame and restore peace to the Hidden Valley. Emboldened by their newfound freedom, they joined forces with Amina to rally the villagers and overthrow their tyrant oppressor once and for all. Together, they launched a coordinated campaign to dismantle Kwame's reign of terror, exposing his crimes to the villagers and rallying them to their cause. With each passing day, their movement gained momentum, swelling in numbers and strength as more and more villagers threw off the shackles of fear and stood up against their oppressor. After Amina had gathered enough people around her, he went to the palace with the chiefs and the villagers to confront Kwame but he was not there. They were informed that he had gone to the sacred forest of the hidden valley with their prince. The chiefs were worried about the prince. After Kwame killed their king and seized the throne, he had kept Prince Jabari captive. If Kwame killed the prince, that would be the end of the royal bloodline, which will result in an untold tragedy in Mbingo. Amina reassured the people, and together they all went to the sacred forest. Kwame had taken the prince to the sacred forest as a bargaining chip. "Show me the tree of eternity, or I will spill his blood on your sacred ground," he screamed at the gods. His obsession and failures in finding the tree has made him mad. As the villagers and chiefs made their way to the sacred forest, a sense of urgency hung heavy in the air. The fate of the prince and the future of the hidden valley rested in their hands, and they knew that time was of essence. Arriving at the edge of the forest, they were met with an eerie silence, broken only by the distant sounds of Kwame's maniac screams echoing through the trees. Amina's heart clenched with dread as she realized the depth of his madness and the danger that lay ahead. Pushing through the density, they finally reached the heart of the forest, where Kwame stood, his eyes wide with desperation and fury. He held the prince captive, his fingers pressing against his throat, the prince's face contorted in fear and pain. "What are you doing, Kwame?" the chief demanded, his voice ringing out with authority. "Release the prince at once." Kwame turned to them, his laughter echoing like a sinister echo in the stillness of the forest. "You fools, you think you can stop me? I hold the power of life and death in my hands." But as he tried to exert his control over the minds of the villagers and chiefs, he realized with growing horror that his power had waned. Panic seized him as he struggled to regain his hold on them, but it was futile. Amina's intervention did not only free them from his mind control, it severed the connection, leaving Kwame powerless and vulnerable. Infuriated, Kwame tried to find the person who had freed the people, but Amina was a master in disguise, so Kwame couldn't sense her power. "Show yourself," he screamed. "Show yourself, or I will kill the prince right now." Slowly, Amina emerged from the crowd. Kwame laughed. He felt insulted that he was dealing with someone so young. "Give me the tree of eternity," he demanded. "Give it to me now. If I don't have the tree of eternity, I will destroy the hidden valley. I will make it disappear from the surface of the earth." In his madness, Kwame started emitting his darkness to cover the land. Quickly, Amina instructed the villagers to hold each other's hand and never let go no matter what. Like that, they formed a strong unit, but it was still not strong enough to withstand Kwame's evil. They needed the royal blood, but the prince was too weak to stand on his feet. As Kwame unleashed his dark magic, the forest trembled, the very earth beneath their feet quaking with the intensity of his rage. But Amina stood firm, her gaze locked with the prince, a silent understanding passing between them. In that moment, a surge of energy coursed through Amina, filling her with a power she had never known. With a strength born of desperation and determination, she helped the prince to his feet, linking hands with him and the villagers, completing the circle. Immediately, Kwame's laughter turned to a scream of rage as the forest erupted in blinding light, the rays of the sun piercing through the darkness of his soul, and with a deafening roar, he was consumed by the brilliance, his form disintegrating into million shards of darkness. As the light faded, the villagers and chiefs stood in awe, their hearts filled with gratitude and relief. The prince, freed from his captor's grasp, collapsed into Amina's arms, his eyes filled with tears of gratitude. Finally, Kwame was destroyed. As they emerged from the forest, the dawn breaking over the healing valley, a new era of peace and prosperity dawning on the horizon. In the serene tranquility of the hidden valley, life had taken on a new reading of peace and hope. Amina, the healer who had saved the people of Mbingu from Kwame's darkness, found solace and purpose among the villagers. Her bond with Prince Jabari deepened with each passing day, their shared experiences forging a connection. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the valley, Amina and Prince Jawari walked through the lush fields of the hidden valley. They spoke of dreams and plans, their hands entwined. I never imagined finding peace after all the turmoil, Jabari said, his voice filled with gratitude. But with you, Amina, I feel like anything is possible. Amina smiled, her eyes reflecting the setting sun. Together, we can heal this land and its people. Meanwhile, back in Nkaba, Amina's former village, a dark cloud descended upon the land as King Badu fell gravely ill. Desperate for a cure, the villagers remembered Amina and her extraordinary healing abilities. Swallowing their pride, they set aside their past grievances and sent emissaries to seek her out. "We must find Amina," one elder urged, his voice heavy with worry. "She is our only hope," another villager nodded. "We wronged her, but she's our best chance. We must beg her for forgiveness and help." Guided by their determination and remorse, the villagers embarked on a perilous journey through the dense forest, their hearts heavy with the weight of their past mistakes. After days of searching, they stumbled upon the beauty of Mbingu. As they entered the valley, they were greeted by Amina. With tears in their eyes, the villagers fell to their knees, begging for forgiveness. "Amina, we were wrong," one of the elders said, his voice shook with emotion. "Our king is gravely ill, and we need your help. Please forgive us and save him." Amina's heart softened as she looked upon their tear-streaked faces. "I forgive you," she said gently. "I will come back with you to Nkaba and do what I can to heal the king." After discussing it with Prince Jabari, Amina agreed to return to her village, knowing that her healing touch was the only hope for King Badu's survival. As she entered the village, she was met with a mixture of awe and gratitude, the villagers marveling at her presence once more. Approaching the king's bedside, Amina closed her eyes in silent prayer, calling upon the spirits to guide her hand. With a gentle touch, she placed her palm upon the king's forehead, channeling her energy into his weakened body. Slowly, miraculously, King Badu's fever broke. His labored breathing easing as color returned to his cheeks. The villagers watched in awe as Amina's healing power worked their magic, their hearts filled with gratitude and hope. As the king opened his eyes and beheld Amina's radiant smile, he knew that he owed her a debt of gratitude that could never be repaid. He begged Amina for forgiveness, promising to atone for his past mistakes and to give her an elevated position in Nkaba. However, Amina told the king that her future lies in Mbingu, so the king promised to strengthen the bond between the two villages. With the king's health restored and forgiveness granted, Amina bid farewell to Nkaba, her heart heavy with mixed emotions. But as she returned to the hidden valley, she knew that her true home awaited her, where her love for Prince Jabari and her gift of healing would forever be cherished. In the tranquil beauty of Mbingu, Amina and Jabari exchanged vows of love and devotion, their hearts united in a bond that transcends time and space. And as Amina took her place as the village healer, she knew that her journey had led her to exactly where she was meant to be, surrounded by love, hope, and the enduring spirits of the hidden valley.